Lassiter Factor.
What's up, all my movie loving maniacs? It's your boy Bankful B of the Lassiter Factor, and today I'm going to talk about Squid Game Season 2, which I finally got around to watching and finished recently, so let's review. So, Squid Game Season 2 takes place sometime after the events of the first season, in which Gin Han he uses all the money he won in the first games to basically hire a bunch of people and basically try to take down the people that run the games. And eventually he finds himself back in the games and he's trying to rally everybody to revolt against the people that's running the games. Now, I remember the first season came out during the tail end of the pandemic. Everybody loved it. This show just blew up, and the novelty and the concept of the show, everybody just fell in love with. But here we are 3 years later. We finally got season 2. And how do I feel? Slightly underwhelmed. I mean, there's some things I liked about it, but overall, I don't know. Maybe it's the 3 year gap between seasons, or the novelty of the show's premise just kind of wore off on me, but I just didn't like this season as much as I did the first season. But there are some things to admire about the show, because like I said, this show does take place after the first season, and we got Gin Hun, who is it does progress the story. Gin Hun, he wants to stop the people that's running the games, and he uses his royalties to hire people to help him. And the other thing I think why I'm a little underwhelmed with this season is that it's basically part one of the story, because there is a season 3 that is scheduled to come out later this year, 2025. But it still doesn't change the fact that the second season feels like an incomplete story. And usually, I don't mind stories that are split in half. I mean, some of my favorite movies of all time basically leaves off on a cliffhanger, like Avengers Infinity War, The Empire Strikes Back, hell, the entirety of the Lord of the Rings trilogy. But the thing is, those still felt like complete movies. We do get the return of some games, but we do get some newer games, like the red light, green light game. We get the return of that, and it is still thrilling to watch. And the human nature within the contestants continue within this season, because in the first season it had something to say about human nature and bullying and how people react when they're faced with situations, especially when they're playing kid games. And the way people react when they were playing kid games back in the day, it does show how they act as adults when they play those games. But this season, it does have something to say about how people just take chances. Because unlike the first season, between games, they give them a chance to vote. Like, do you want to continue with the games, or do you want to basically get out of the games? And people just treat it like a lottery. It's like, maybe one more game. And I do like the hidden villain, in which he is playing amongst the other players, but then it turns out he is the one running everything. And you do get your typical caricatures, like you do have this one character named Thanos. He's a bit of a dick, and well, part of it is because he's on drugs, but he does get his comeuppance in the end. Overall, I have to see how I feel about this season once I see season 3 and see how the story progresses and concludes and how it all comes together. But for right now, I'm going to give Squid Game Season 2 the thumbs up emoji. Thank y'all so much for watching. Have you seen Squid Game 2? If so, let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. This is your boy Bankful B of the Lassiter Factor. Stay safe, wash your hands, peace.